What I hope will be my last video on this for quite some time is going to be the FaZe Clan, FaZe Banks, even throw FaZe Rain in there, video that's been coming for quite some time. If you guys been checking on Twitter, all over social media as well, of course we covered it not too long ago. That being FaZe Banks out of nowhere, 4 years later, resurfacing on a podcast to admit and go into detail of owning and operating a CSGO skin gambling website known as CSGOWild to help pay for a Counter-Strike roster. Now, I will say this time and time again, if you take away all the context, if you take away all the scandals, the potential scandals and scams and controversy and all of the bad stuff, the fact that FaZe Clan did this to try and operate and actually pay for a CSGO roster, that's a pretty interesting storyline. Now you add in, though, all of the accusations and the surrounding details, and it's extremely frustrating to all of a sudden have 4 years later, after denying every single thing, FaZe Banks comes out and gives us grave detail as to how we don't know exactly who they is, we do assume it's actually FaZe Banks alongside FaZe Rain, apparently according to Banks, according to his own words, having ownership and helping run this website, which is just so insane.
The game. And there were a lot of these like gambling websites with skins. Like, I don't know if you guys know anything about that, but there's like a currency in Counter-Strike and it's skins. There's a real market for it. And some of these skins, like a skin for like the sniper or like a knife or whatever, some of these go up upwards of like $10,000 on the open market. Like people pay actual like $10,000 USD for a fucking little picture on a screen. And it makes no sense, but if you really like dive into like the mechanics of it, like you have to buy a case and then you have to buy a key and then you have a 1 in 10,000 chance to get this knife. So if you add it all up, the amount of money spent getting one of these skins, you know what I mean? Yeah. So there's a whole real market. It's a real thing. And you can trade these freely between, you know what I mean? I could send you one of these skins, whatever. So with that, people started creating these like gambling sites where you could gamble with these skins. And it was kind of like gray area because it's a skin in a game and there's no actual real like value to it. Like the government puts absolutely no value to it. So we came up with this idea with these kids. I came up with this idea for a different way to do it. And we branded it the right way. And my motivation for doing it actually was at the time we weren't making enough money to buy a CSGO team. All in, the venture was going to cost us like $1 million and we definitely did not have anything close to that. So my brain, like we got to finesse it. We got to figure out how to make the money to buy this team now, because in the next 6 months, a year, this team's going to be worth like $4 or $5 million. And we're not going to be able to get into this game, which in our heads, we need to get in this game. So we create this website and through our rake and all this shit, we were making like $200,000 a day. And we set it up in Antigua. We set it up in Antigua. I had a house in Antigua for like.
Where's that?
For like Antigua in the Caribbean.
Island, yeah.
Where?
It's an island.
It's one of those like islands where they.
The best.
It's an island in the Caribbean where where gambling, where running a gambling website is completely legal if you have the permits and stuff to do it. So we flew there. We flew there private. Sat down with the guy who runs the country. Basically paid him like $100,000, and he gave us the license. We had this whole estate. And we had guys with, because this place is crazy. Yeah. Like if you don't live at the top of the hill in one of these like crazy estate mansions, like you live in a favela, you know what I mean? Yeah. And everything's crazy. A bottle of water is like $5, and my buddy broke his iPhone out there and had to spend like 2 racks on it. And we had like a little shitty Jeep Cherokee that we were driving around. It cost us 80 G's. Like everything, it's just like this little like piece of land that like nobody gives a about. Right. And there's no money to be made, so like whatever. But yeah, we were out there and ran this website for a few months, and then the whatever, it was all regulated and shut down. Yeah. We were the only ones who were doing it legitimate, so we shut our shit down, and there's still people who are doing it, making crazy money.
And I can now tell you guys the update you wanted. I actually had a call with Norden Shat, otherwise known as FaZe Rain, and I'll keep this very short. And at the end of the day, it's really up to, because I don't want to frustrate any more FaZe fans out there. I can tell you guys time and time again, I cover the good, I cover the bad, no matter who you are. I will cover the news because it is news. I'm not trying to come out as a hater of FaZe Clan guys, but FaZe Rain during that discussion told me a lot of things, most of which can be summarized by the fact he claims that FaZe Banks during that podcast, he has no idea why he said what he did. What he actually told me is that FaZe Banks misworded all of that. And that's really my statements. Other details, guys, apparently FaZe Rain and FaZe Banks, according to Rain, what he told me, had no ownership in this website, had no ownership in CSGOWild. That ownership was going to happen, but eventually they advised against it. They were, and so they did not actually take that ownership. They both had rev share in this website, and that is it. with a lot of their FaZe members actually gambling on the website. They had rev share. That was their only connection to it. And those are the details I got throughout this call. And so at the very end of the day, I can leave it open-ended for all of you guys to, I'm presenting the information to all of you. FaZe Banks has now made it very clear in public that he did, alongside others, have ownership in the website. And a couple days later, FaZe Rain has told me that he misworded all of that. And even all the details he gave were apparently misworded. And so that's where I will end this. After a 4-year tenure, and I don't know if I'd call it a battle, but a resurfacing of all of this, we have one of the FaZe Clan members and their current COO admitting publicly in great detail they own the website, and another top figure in FaZe for FaZe Clan, that being FaZe Rain, denying what Banks has said. So at the end of all of this, and 4 years later, I will leave it up to you guys as to what you want to believe. In my head, in my heart, I know what I will be leaning towards, but I thought I'd give you guys the information out there, the information that's been told and given to me, and then you guys can think what you want. So definitely, it's very weird as well. You guys can click away if that's what you wanted. Those are the details that have been shared with me. It is super strange. I do want to thank all of you guys who DM'd me, all of you guys who reached out to me. Really do appreciate that. I can't respond to every single one, but you guys really gave me a pep back in my step after dealing with all of this, because it's been a crazy 4 years to see where I was then, to see where we are now, and are continuing to go because of you guys. I really do appreciate every single one of you. I hope one day I can actually really give back to you guys besides just content. So that is the FaZe Clan, FaZe Banks, FaZe Rain, CSGOWild story. We will see if any other details come out about this from other reporters. And until then, I hope you guys all enjoy. Drink your water, drink your coffee. I'll see you guys back here sometime soon.